Many Christians seem to seek God's guidance in this end time without following Jesus. So if you think about it, it doesn't really make sense to seek God's guidance without following Jesus. So how can you ask God's guidance without following Jesus' directives in your lives? So we have to stop asking for God's mercy and guidance in this end time when we are living a sinful life and a disobedient life. So many Christians just believe Jesus Christ and they don't follow Jesus, and as a consequence, they don't have the power of Jesus to overcome the temptation of this world. So they are living a sinful life. So every day they ask for God's mercy and guidance without following Jesus and without achieving holiness. So if you really hope to find God's guidance in this end time, there will be so many confusion and there will be so many disasters happening in the world. And if you hope to find God's guidance in this end time, then you have to start following Jesus. So we have to get rid of this vain effort to find God's guidance without our commitment to follow Jesus. So you gotta ask these questions to yourself. Am I really following Jesus, or am I following my own agenda or my own purpose in life? Am I willing to go wherever Jesus wants me to go, even if it means death or pain? Am I still holding on to comfort or enjoyment in this life and hesitate to do Jesus' work and to follow Him? So we gotta ask these questions, and if you find yourselves hesitating to follow Jesus and give your lives to Jesus, then you cannot possibly hope to find God's guidance in the end times. So not following Jesus is the most fundamental sin you have to repent from. So Jesus promised to those who repent, He will exempt from going through the great tribulation. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 22. Indeed, I will cast her into a sickbed, and those who commit adultery with her into great tribulation, unless they repent of their deeds. I will kill her children with death, and all the churches shall know that I am He who searches the minds and hearts. So Jesus will throw those into the great tribulation unless they repent. So Jesus said, whoever wants to follow me, he has to deny himself and take up his cross daily to follow Him. So those who don't deny themselves to follow Jesus are not repenting from that fundamental sin of not following Jesus. So unless you repent of that sin, then God will not exempt you from going through the great tribulation. And Jesus will throw all those who don't repent into the great tribulation. So we have to stop this effort to avoid great tribulation without following Jesus, and stop all these meaningless efforts to prepare for the great tribulation, whether it's preparing the safe place to hide or preparing all the food for the great tribulation. If you are doing all those things without committing fully your life to Jesus, then all your efforts will be in vain. And if you're always asking for God's mercy for your sinful lifestyle, then you gotta realize that it's happening because you haven't fully committed to Jesus. So in this channel, I've been proclaiming the truth that without Jesus in the center of you, if you don't let Him sit in the center of you and let Him become the Lord of your lives, then you won't have the power of Jesus to overcome the sin. So you gotta stop asking God's mercy for your sinful lifestyle without committing to Jesus. If you really commit to Jesus, then you will receive power to overcome sin, and you will experience holiness in your life. Then you will start experiencing God's guidance in your life. And even before the end time comes, you will experience God's guidance every day in your life, and you will have confidence because you are experiencing God's guidance already in your lives. Then you will have confidence to face the end times. And then if you ask God's mercy from the Great Tribulation, then He will guide you and He will let you evacuate from the Great Tribulation, and He will protect you during the time of Great Tribulation. I wish you blessings from the Lord.